What's up, guys? I'm Stephanie. I sell vintage clothes under the moniker Foxtail Vintage. I have my own website as well as selling on primarily Depop, Etsy, and Poshmark. And today I have a DIY thrift flip video for you. So maybe about a month ago, I was going thrifting because I wanted to find some really great secondhand canisters, pots, containers, miscellaneous things like that so I could put plants in them around my house. And next thing I know, I'm walking into one of my favorite thrift stores near my house, and there was the most incredible mid-century modern dresser, matching mirror. It weighed 700 pounds, but needless to say, I came home $16 poorer and a dresser richer, and I'm very happy about that. So that being said, it had a lot of scratches, it had a lot of textural issues on it, so I decided I wasn't even gonna try to stain it. I just wanted to paint it black. I had gotten this antique dresser a few months ago when quarantine was still actively engaged, and I did stain that and I painted the top of it, and I was like, you know what, I don't really want to mess with staining this because it's going to be a lot more difficult. There were a lot more problems with the finish on it, so I was like, I'm just going to lightly sand this and we're going to paint it black and we're going to polish up the hardware. It had all the original hardware. It's gorgeous. Side note, I may end up coming back on a later date and actually spray painting those a really soft brass tone so that it matches the feet, because, and you'll see this in the video, at one point they were painted and you can just tell it's worn off from just the years of use. But for now, they're silver, and that's okay. To summarize what you're about to watch, I started off by removing all of the hardware so that way I could polish it, clean it, get it up to snuff, up to standard, all that good stuff. Then I proceeded to give a light sand to the entire dresser as well as the faces of the drawers, because that was primarily the spot that had the finish, that had the lacquer on it. I wanted to make sure it was roughed up, smoothed out any of those textural blemishes that could have disrupted the finish of the paint. I proceeded to go through with a prime, and then I put 3 coats of black paint on the dresser. I ended up doing 3 because 2 ended up being a little bit patchy and it was a little bit streaky where you could kind of see the primer through it. So just to give it that really beautiful solid black finish, I did end up doing 3 coats of paint on it. And then lastly, you'll get to see me bring it upstairs and put it in the room, make it look all cute, all that good stuff. I did not style it how we actually have it in the room right now because, and as I mentioned in the video, this is our guest bedroom and this is also where we play Xbox. We don't play in our living room or in our own bedroom, so it does have a TV on it now, although it still looks amazing, still looks really good. So the styling that I have in the video is not the styling that I ended up keeping. I put a lot of that stuff back on my bookshelf in my hallway. So stay tuned, where we'll do the big reveal at the end of the video. Be sure to watch it till the end so that you can see what it looks like. Other than that, if you enjoy this video, if you like seeing DIY thrift flips, go ahead and give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, it really supports me, supports my small business. And I will also go ahead and point out the obvious. Yes, I know my shoulder pads are extreme. This blazer is far too large for me, but I prefer my blazers oversized. And it has a lining in it, and here we go. The shoulder pads are inside the lining, and frankly, I don't have the wherewithal or they give a crap to seam rip and take them out, so I'm leaving them in there. But you know what? I like my shoulder pads big. It's cool. I'm also prepared for a Kanye West video at any given moment. What more could you want? So yes, my shoulder pads are big. Yes, I look like I'm out of a Kanye West video. No, I don't care. Yes, I look fabulous. So that being said, let's get into the video. I'm gonna start by going in with my electric sander, and we're gonna do a 50 grit sandpaper. It's got a lot of gouges in it and a lot of that kind of stuff, so we're gonna start smoothing it out with all of that. Since we're not staining it, I'm not super concerned with the style of, I'm not super concerned with like the direction of the sanding and stuff like that, so let's go. Let's do this. everything is done. And, well, I technically need to do the bottom rod that's underneath the dresser by hand, so I'm going to do that really quickly, and then the neighbors like to ride around on this tiny motorcycle. But yeah, so I'm going to do that by hand, and then I'm going to wipe everything off with a microfiber towel, and it's time to start painting. Found the other screw to that handle. That's awesome. For the sake of efficiency, tape off pretty much the entire foot. I'm gonna go back in later with a small brush, fill in all the gaps. But for now, we're just gonna do that. We're sanded, we're taped. We're a little hot and sweaty, a little tired. Now it's time to prime. Prime time. And I'm doing one that says stain blocker because ideally one of the reasons why I'm using a primer is I don't want the black paint to stain this old dresser. So I'm not gonna claim that I know what I'm doing because I definitely don't, but one would hope that this will turn out well. We're done. We're done with prime time. Prime time is officially over. We're gonna go in, gonna rinse some stuff off, let this dry, and we will come back out when it is time to paint it black. And we've got to paint it black. Okay, I'm done with that one. Okay. We'll be back in a few.
2 hours later.
it's obviously day 2. I'm wearing different clothes, OOTD, and yeah, today we did the black paint. I did 3 coats of it. I'm covered in paint. Check it out. Just, like, I even have it on my leg. I don't understand how people look all cute doing these things because, frankly, I just get disgusting. I'm so filthy. But I'm gonna do a pan over everything here in a second. I did that last coat of black paint. It's looking beautiful, really solid. But until then, I'm going to be polishing up the original hardware that came with it, which I'm super excited about. I got some Barkeeper's Friend. These little guys. Let me rotate a little bit. These guys. But yeah, gonna polish those up. Last night I got far too stormy to be able to do this since I'm working in my open garage, especially with technology and wooden furniture. So, I thought this was looking really good. I don't know if I'm definitely not selling it yet. It's gonna go in our guest bedroom for a little bit, so I'll show what that looks like when it's in place. But this is nice enough that, you know, if I do turn around one day and want to sell it, then somebody else can look at this and go, that is a nice boulder.
That is a nice boulder.
Anyway, here is a look at where we're at right now, a little status update. Day 3, all the paint is dry. I wanted to let it dry overnight. Number 1, because it started raining again yesterday. It's like the only time that I try to do things outside or in my garage, it always rains. It's the only time it rains, but it's fine, it's cool, it's chill. If anything, it just allowed me to take my time with this project, which is always a good thing. I polished up all the hardware, so it's ready to reattach, and then we're gonna take it upstairs and we're gonna put it in place and style it. So I'm pretty excited. So I hated the wax. I'm using the wrong cloth on it, left a bunch of fuzzies on it, so instead of finishing the wax, we're just gonna bring it upstairs and make it look cute. So, here's how it looks right in this face. Would you not? Time to put some handles on. So I polished them with Barkeeper's Friend. And it's interesting because when you look at the handles, they're like a stainless steel. But then when you look at the insides of them, they're kind of brassy. So it makes me think that this was painted, but did not withstand the test of time. Hi, do you want to help? You're sweet. So yeah, so now we're just gonna put the handles on, we're gonna paint the feet, and then we're done. I have all the original screws, which is pretty awesome. Okay. I'm bummed because I found the rogue screw when I was redoing this thing. Now I lost the rogue screw again, so I guess the screw is just meant to stay rogue. Alright, now we're gonna go in with tiny paintbrush, fill in the gaps, do little touch-ups, all that good stuff. So. It's done. 3 days and it's done. Look at, I'm gonna do a zoom in here in a second, but I just wanted to, oh, it's so good. Feels really good to finish something, feels really good to start something, finish something, and then have it look like this. This is not gonna be forever how we style it, frankly. It's in our guest bedroom, so there's gonna be a TV and an Xbox on it, but for all intents and purposes, we got a cute style dresser. and I'm pumped. It's done. So, and yeah, we'll do a little close-up so that way you can see the details in case you're still watching. So, she wrote, folks. That is a dresser. She is beautiful, she is painted, she is refreshed, she is smooth, she's gorgeous. She's doing pretty good. So I'm really happy with the end result. Initially I was gonna go in and do the wax coat over the entire dresser, but after doing the top of it and not liking how it was turning out, I ended up scrapping that. So that's why I brought that up. That wasn't the initial plan. I ended up scrapping it. You know, just doing some pivots. Something doesn't work, you figure it out, you move forward. Right, still looks great. Might end up doing another coat of paint on it at some point, but that's frankly not urgent, especially since this is just sitting in our own house. If I do ever decide to sell it, I will go back over and just give it a nice little touch up on any of the parts that may look a little bit patchy, but for what we're using it for, I'm not mad about it. It works great. It works great. Overall, I am thrilled with how this dresser turned out. My husband even came up to me and asked if we could keep this one because I do tend to buy, flip, and sell a lot of different things, not just furniture. So the fact that he asked me to keep this after initially he was not super excited about me hoarding furniture again, that made me feel really good. So we're keeping the dresser. We're pumped about it. It looks really good. It's beautiful. I'm on this mission right now where I want to slowly but surely replace all of our mass-produced, me-assembled furniture picked up from random corners of the internet with this really incredible solid wood mid-century pieces that you can't find quality like this anymore. They're so good. So that being said, if you've stuck around this long, I'm so thankful that you're here. Thank you for doing that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Other than that, like I said earlier, if you want to go ahead and give my video a like, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, please subscribe to my channel. I post a video every Monday evening. And other than that, please feel welcome to comment any questions in the comment box. And other than that, we'll see you next week. Thanks for being here.